Hello everyone, this is the Emperor's Painter. Today we will be discussing my plans for Flames of War Early War, and why I think these armies will be an exciting adventure for us as a community to go on together. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you would like to follow me on this hobby journey. First off, why Early War? The most obvious answer is that this is Battlefront's big Flames of War release for the year. My channel is heavily focused on Flames of War, and I want to be involved in what is happening and interesting right now in the hobby. That said, this is not the whole reason. To be honest, early war has never really been a period that interested me much, especially when compared to D-Day, the Bulge, or even North Africa. For a long time it felt primitive, dull, and unrecognizable compared to the late war imagery we are used to seeing. Tigers with elaborate camouflage, overwhelming American firepower, and the battles that dominate popular media. But the more I researched early war, the more that view completely changed. One of the biggest positives has been getting to research a period I knew very little about. I think that is something I share with a lot of you. The love of historical deep dives that interlock with the miniature hobby. Early war has been full of that. And that earlier assumption I had, that early war was dull, could not be more wrong. From Matildas bouncing shells from anything short of heavy anti-aircraft guns, to French cavalry divisions meeting Rommel himself in the feared 7th Panzer Division. From Scottish Highlanders fighting in kilts, to French troops in their iconic horizon blue, to pre-camouflaged Germans fighting in Panzer grey tanks and field grey uniforms. This period has an incredible amount of depth. I am genuinely excited to show you the battles I plan for these forces, the stories behind them, and the orders of battle that will bring this era to life on the tabletop. Here are my orders of battle. So first we're going to go with the Battle of Abbeville. For the French, we're going to go with two separate divisions. The Division the 2nd Light Cavalry Division. It's going to have the Motor Fusilier Company, which is the platoons are in each of the French starter sets. So I could just get two of the starter set that has both the French and the Germans, and then I'll have a full company. I'm gonna be looking into any French cavalry they have, as well as any cavalry towed support weapons, which they may or may not have. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing as far as that goes for support weapons. I doubt the cavalry will be in plastic, but I imagine they will have some resin or metal cavalry. We're also going to go with the Cuirassier Division, the 4th one, which would have a Soma S-35 company, which the S-35s are in the starter sets. Renault Char B1, either company or platoon, they're also in the starter sets. And the Hotchkiss H-39 platoon, which are in the starter sets. The British, they're going to have a platoon in Abbeville as well. The Scottish Highlanders, which were there. And, I don't know if they would have fought in kilts at this point in time, but we're going to have them in kilts. Continuing on with Abbeville. Yeah, we've got the 57th Infantry Division, and inside of that we've got the Infantry Regiment 217, which would have a motorized rifle company, which is in the starter sets, as well as Sturmgeschütz Abteilung 192, which is going to have a Stug platoon, which is also in the starter sets. Moving on to Arras, we're going to have the British fighting there, and that's going to have the 4th Royal Tank Regiment, which is going to have a Matilda 1 company. They historically had more Matilda 1s than Matilda 2s, and it's going to have a Matilda 2 platoon. From what I've seen, it is, I believe, confirmed that they're going to be having Matildas in early war. They were backed up by the 6th Durham Light Infantry Battalion, historically. And so they're going to have the rifle company, it's going to have the Vickers and the 3-inch mortars inside. That's all in starter sets. And then the 1st Armored Division's 1st Light Armored Brigade had the 10th Hussars inside of there. These were like recon elements. They wouldn't have fought alongside these guys, but they would have fought in the same battle. And this is going to have these platoons, A-13s, which are in the starter sets, as well as, I imagine they'll have British cavalry. I feel more confident that they'll have French than British, but if they have British cavalry, they're going to be in this division. And then for the Germans at Arras, we've got the 7th Panzer Division, which was held by Erwin Rommel himself. And inside we've got the 25th Panzer Regiment, which will have the light tank company with the Panzer IIs, 1s, and 3s, as well as Panzerjägers, which are all in the starter set. It's going to have a Schützen Regiment, the 6th Schützen Regiment, which will have the Panzer Grenadier Platoon, as well as the Pak 36, which are both in starter sets. And then in the Luftwaffe, which was divisionally attached to this division, we're going to have the Pak 88s, which historically is what was needed to take out the Matildas, because nothing short of the Pak 88s was actually working. If you would like to see how I'm able to bring these historical divisions to life on the tabletop, then please continue to follow this channel. I know I already have plans on like how the basing's gonna work. The Arras basing's gonna be very, dirt heavy and stuff like that, very normal basing. But the Abbeville is going to be like the rubble bases that Battlefront creates. I'm going to have them in those rubble bases. The French are going to be in the horizon blue. I think it's going to look really cool having, French cavalry and light elements take on Panzers and Erwin Rommel himself. I think it's going to be a really exciting project. This has been the Emperor's Painter. God bless.